Hey, I'm Kahan, and today we will talk about the life in Stara Zagora. As I wanted to study abroad, I looked where I have the opportunity to study, and I saw that Bulgaria offers an international study place. So I applied in Bulgaria, and for me it was important to choose a city where it's perfect for students. So the city shouldn't be too big. It should be perfect for a student where you can walk without taking a bus. And then I found Stara Zagora, and in my opinion, Stara Zagora has the perfect size. So it's not too small, it's not too big. And for a student, it's perfect because you can go everywhere without a taxi, and you can walk from the one side of the city to another side by walking. Since I'm coming from Germany, of course, in the beginning when I arrived here, it was completely different, the lifestyle. But originally I'm coming from Turkey, and the lifestyle in Turkey and here is quite similar. So that's why it wasn't completely different to me, but you just have to adjust maybe 2 weeks, and then you already feel comfortable in the city. In the beginning, when arriving here in Bulgaria, you don't have too much contact with the local Bulgarians, but if you start settling in here, you realize the Bulgarians are really open-minded, and you can talk with them easily. Even if you don't know the language, there's always a way how you can communicate with the locals. And sometimes if you speak with them, they're also funny. If I go play badminton, you get in touch with them, and in the end you find yourself playing with them the whole night. Here in Bulgaria we have 4 seasons. So usually, but what I can say is that in the summers it's getting really hot here, and in the winters it's getting cold. But especially summer, it's really nice here. You can go out. It's feeling like you're making holidays somewhere else. So this is really nice here. As you can see, we are right now in the city center of Stara Zagora, and here's a beautiful pedestrian walk. And as you can see, you can do a lot here. So you have a lot of restaurants here, a lot of cafes. You can study here, and you can also go out with your friends. You can have big shops, you have small shops to find everything. Furthermore, Stara Zagora has big malls where you can go and spend the day, and also we have few lakes where you can walk around at a sunny day like today. And what I also like on Stara Zagora, it has a lot of parks. So even though you're walking 20 minutes, you already saw 3 or 4 parks where you can spend your time. And usually there are also basketball courts or badminton courts where you can spend your free time, or you just go hiking, go on a walk. I think that's really beautiful. Going out in my free time is one of my favorite things to do in my free time. And especially in the city center, you have a lot of restaurants, and it's international. You can find everything from Bulgarian local to Italian, and then you can find a Turkish restaurant. So it's everything. There's a mix of everything. And if you say you are an international student, they usually bring you the menu in English, and there's no problem. Compared to the home country and to Bulgaria, I have to say that Bulgaria is really cheap, especially Stara Zagora. So going out in a restaurant with appetizer, the main menu and dessert, it's nothing compared, for example, to Germany. But also going to a grocery store here, it's really cheap. We have also a lot of international. So for example, Lidl, we have it also in Germany, and you can find us also here, but compared to the home country, it's really cheap here. Usually the price for one meal in a restaurant is really cheap. It's just around 10 leva, so 5 to 8 euros depending what you are ordering. And also taking a taxi, it's one of my favorite activity here, because going from one side to the other side of the city, you spend in euros maximum only 3 euros. Talking about the bills, usually the currency is in leva, in Bulgarian leva, but maybe it's easier for you, that's why I talk in euros. So for the rent I usually pay 175 euro. It's compared to other Bulgarian city, it's cheaper here to rent an apartment. And then if we look to electricity and to the water price, it's almost the same. It's depending which season, but you can calculate with 20 or 30 euros each. For the internet, with my company, there's the opportunity to pay the internet for 6 months and to get 1 month free. So I pay for 7 months around 30 euros. And the internet, I have to go in person. There's the company, I will go there, show where I live and pay the internet. And for the electricity and for the water price and also for the rent, I will always meet my landlord and give him the money, because when he gets the water price and the electricity price, he pays it for me. And next time when I see him, I give him the money. Compared to the other cities in Bulgaria, the rent here in Stara Zagora is compared cheap. It's really depending where you live. If you live here in the city center, usually you pay more than when you live a few minutes out of the city center. Me, for example, I pay for a big apartment for one person, I pay 350 levs, so it's around 175 euro. And no matter where you live here in Stara Zagora, the uni is always near to the apartment. For example, I live a bit out of the city. I live 30 minutes by walking of the city center, and the university is only 15 minutes by walking. Usually because everything is in Stara Zagora is not far away, students usually only go by walking to university or by taxi, since it's really cheap. We have also the opportunity to buy a bus ticket for the whole year, but since walking is no problem here in Stara Zagora, there's no need buying the bus ticket. Since Stara Zagora doesn't have an airport, we have to travel to other different cities. But since Stara Zagora is in the middle of Bulgaria, you have the option to go to Sofia, to fly from Sofia, or even to go to Burgas and fly there. And there are different opportunities. You can share a taxi with different students, because usually if you fly home, you're not the only one. There are a lot of students, so you can share a taxi together, or there are a lot of buses, so you take a coach. It's 8 euros, for example, from Stara Zagora to Sofia, and then you can even say in the bus, okay, I want to go to the airport. They will drive you directly to the airport, and then you can fly home. And also the flight tickets, since a lot of airlines fly to Bulgaria, it's really cheap. Coming to Bulgaria in the beginning, of course, you will be worried how will be the life here. Is it safe living in Bulgaria? And I have to say, when I arrived here in Stara Zagora on the first day, I was positively surprised. The city center, everybody is open-minded, they're really modern, and I feel really safe here in Stara Zagora. In my experience, when talking about if we students can go out by night and walking home by night, I would say it's safe. Because all in all, also during the day, Stara Zagora is really safe, and the people which are here in the city, they're also really open-minded and nice. So I would say walking by night home is safe. So far, I am living now since 1 year here in the Stara Zagora, and if you are open-minded, if you are up to a new adventure and you want to go abroad, make new experience, I would highly recommend to come to Stara Zagora because it's a good place, especially if you are young, to start your new career.